Okay, and after 3 weeks of being gone, we are finally back to making videos. It turns out that selling a farm is a lot more involved. You get the pleasure of talking to fun people like lawyers and real estate agents and contractors, and we are all done with that. And now we can focus on our virtual farm because that's a little bit easier. And honestly, right now, after all of this, it's much more my speed. But All Alone in the World is the map, and that is where we are going to start. And the first thing we got to do is be able to make money, right? Because like I said, there's a lot of things that we need to pay for, so we are going to have to start income first. That on this map means that we are going to, if I can ever find this thing, have a bunker so that we can throw the grass in there. We'll let it ferment and make it into silage. And from there, we can multiply how much this grass is actually going to pay us. So we are going to need a lot of money, which means we're going to need a lot of grass. I've got this hopefully figured out. Where are these things? This is such a mess down here. I know that there's a mod that I can download to make it a little cleaner, but with a month to go, I think I've outstubborned the timeline, and I'll just wait until the next farm sim comes out. But somewhere down here in this list, and we finally found it, is the big one here, the big bunker we're going to use. And we will throw that, I don't know, probably where this field is. Where are we here on the other side? And we're not going to need this field right here, so we are just going to put this bunker right here because this is kind of going to be the main area of where we keep our business. And then after that, we are going to invest in a mower, and we might as well get the Krone mower, the big one that also makes it into swaths, because we've got a lot of grass to go. We're only one person, and we're going to have to speed this thing up a little bit. So let's put this here, and now we will go find a mower. Okay, so we found a mower, the Krone Big M 450, the base game biggest OG mower that comes with the base game, should I say, with Farm Sim 22. I like how it drives. It's done well for me. We're just going to keep using this. Yes, I do have other mods that mow, but none better, in my opinion, than this. Now, there are wider ones and everything like that, and we could do that, but trying to keep it a little realistic and using a base game mower is as realistic as I can get, I think. So we will do that. Now, when we're mowing here, I'm just going to start mowing anywhere, and then we will pick all of this up and put it into the bunker. But when I'm mowing here, let me just go over a little bit of my plans here with this channel going forward. And yes, the weekends are going to be the role play, the farm. We're going to keep them going. We are going to have to transition into Farm Sim 25 at some point. That will come within the storyline. I think I've already figured that out, but it will not be out this weekend. It will be out the following weekend, and I'll get to that in a minute. Now, with the other two series, this one is going to be the clothing company one. We are going to make a clothing company on All Alone in the World, and I figured that since the first one of these that I'd seen come out was No Man's Land, and one of these meaning just a map with you know, nature, so to speak. There's not a lot of outbuildings, there's not a lot of farms. So I want to take No Man's Land and turn it into a town. We'll do one more town build because we've done a lot of town builds on the Farm Sim 22, and they've all done good for us. They've all been very, very fun to make. So I want to do that on No Man's Land. I started it a few months ago, or man, it was probably about 6 months ago that we did a town build, and it didn't really go very far, and I wasn't really happy with it, so I kind of want to fix that mistake. So we will have a No Man's Land town build, we will have the clothing company one, and not this weekend, but next weekend, I will come out with another farm roleplay. And it's because this weekend is the last weekend that I actually have with my real farm, so we're going to go up there, we're going to hang out for a little bit, one last four-wheel ride around the spot, and just kind of remember all the good times and then say goodbye to the farm. So I'm going to be very busy this weekend, and it's not going to be anything that I want to focus a video on. So going to take this weekend and kind of do all that, and then Monday we will just start putting out content. I would hope that I could get a video out just about every day, which would be really good. I've got a lot more time involved right now, or a lot more time available right now to me, so I don't see why that would be a problem. But that is the long-winded schedule for what's going on with this channel going forward. Now we're obviously going to focus on mowing around the bunker. That way we don't have to take long trips. We might end up with a couple bunkers. We might end up with a couple sheep farms on this map. Maybe that's the easier way to do it, and then we'll get a tractor trailer and run things around. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I think if I'm being honest, we're just doing this and figuring it out as we go along. But that's kind of the fun of this game anyway, right? Either way, we are going to be mowing all of this area right out here. And yeah, you could do the whole map, of course, and you're going to make a ton of money. But let's just try to keep this realistic within field size as I keep driving. But we'll be able to do that, and we'll be able to buy extra maps, extra parts of the map as we go along. We only have one right now. I'd like to get two immediately, as soon as we possibly can, because then we get more grass to mow, and then we get even more profits, or at least more money coming in that we can spend on sheep, which make us profit. So that's going to be how we are going to handle the mowing. We're just going to mow where there's grass, and this meadow grass I think is okay for now. I'm not sure if I want to actually plow and do the whole yield thing, because we can get a higher level of grass yield doing it that way. However, it's going to take time, it's going to take equipment, it's going to take money, and I'm currently trying to see if that's going to balance itself out, which I'm not thinking it will. I'm thinking the meadow grass is going to be enough. But tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know if I should plow and go that way, or if the meadow grass would be enough for us to profit and continue this. But that's what I've got going on in my head right now. All right, with the mowing done, now we've got to pick it all up. We've got to put it into the bunker, and then we can start with the fermenting process. But I'm going to be hypocritical right off the bat. The last couple of minutes I've been talking about being realistic. I've been talking about the mower being realistic, and that's where we're gonna end the realism, because we're gonna grab this forage wagon. It's gonna allow us to pick up 200,000 liters all at once, which is great because this is going to be long enough, so I will be able to grab all of that. And you see, you don't have access to this land. Yes, we don't have access to the land yet. There's no real boundaries in this, so I just kind of mow and I will pick them up later. But that is part of the land that I want to buy first, is over there by the port, and we're going to be able to buy that piece of land soon enough, so we'll be able to pick all that grass up anyway. That's not a problem. What the problem is we have to get all of this grass that we just mowed into the bunker, and then we can ferment it. And then let's hope that we make a lot of money from that, because sheep are expensive, and so is everything else to do with this operation. And one sheep is not very expensive. The amount of sheep that we're going to have to buy, it's going to be costly. All right, so we're going to continue picking up this grass, and I am going to end the video basically here, because all we're going to be doing is mowing and picking up grass, and that can only be entertaining so long. In the next couple episodes, we are going to fill the bunker. Then from there, we are going to be able to kind of build out our operation, and that will be much more exciting. So in the next episode, that's probably what I'm going to do, is get to the point where we're going to build out our operation. I will ferment all this and everything off of the clock, so we don't have to sit here and watch me drive over this big heap of grass until it's 100% packed down. That's not fun. I'll do that off of the clock, and then I will be back with the next episode of this series, and we will really start getting, you can see that bunker over there already starting to get a little busy, and we've got so much more grass to pick up. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate the patience waiting for me to come back, and we will be making videos on a much more regular basis now. So thanks for hanging out today, and I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of Alone in the World. We are building the Herd Clothing Company, and by that I mean we are making it right from scratch, and that is going to be a lot of sheep, a lot of grass, a lot of silage, because we're going to need to fund this adventure somehow. And as you can see from the top right corner, we really don't have a lot of money right now, but we're starting off hot in this episode. We are going to grab some sheep pens, and listen, there is going to be a little bit of a flaw to my theory, and I say that before I'm doing this, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to grab 2 smaller pens. Now, this is not one of the smaller pens. I'm going to need something smaller than this, because that's 450. And that's a lot. So I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to go something smaller than this. And why I want to do this is because I want the sheep to eventually be able to breed and be able to, you know, obviously make us money that way as well. Any way we can make money is great, but at the end of the day, all of the money that we do make, we are going to put into making a clothing line. And man, does that require a lot of sheep. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 smaller ones here. Now, we were looking at the 450 capacity. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep it at 250, and we're going to have multiple ones. That gives us a little bit more control over what we do. Now, we're going to fill both of these up, and this is where the flaw comes in. You're thinking, no, only fill them half up or something so that they can breed the rest of them. Well, yes, usually that's the case. However, we want to make as much wool as we can immediately. So we're going to do that, but with the 3rd and the 4th pasture that we're going to buy, and that's probably after the 2nd silage haul. And again, it's not just going to be mowing grass all the time in this. We will make money doing other things, but grass is going to be a very good and big important part of this. So I promise that this is going to not be mowing grass every episode. However, the first 2 episodes, yesterday's and today's, will. Now I'm coming over here because I want to do something with the side. See how off this is? I would just like to smooth this out a little bit just to make things a little bit faster. We're trying to get a lot of work done here, and I don't want to have to deal with all of that noise. I don't know. It's just a small pet peeve of mine. That's really stupid. It probably is, honestly, but at the end of the day, it's my stupid thing that I'm going to do. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, now we're just getting done with the smoothing out process, and now we can move on. Now I can be sane. Now I can start thinking about making a clothing company, because we all know that unlevel terrain is something that's going to stop even the brightest, most aggressive CEO from reaching $1 billion. So I'm so glad we got that done. Now we can move on and start mowing some grass. All right, now the crone is out again, and we are going to mow as much grass as we can. Now I've got this set so that 1 day is 1 month, and that's because we need grass and we need to grow it quick. And I'm not going to sit here for all these episodes and just wait for it. So we're going to have grass available to mow most of the time. Now, the trade-off is that it's going to go faster, but that's actually good news for us, because then we will be able to collect the wool faster and everything will move faster. And really, the goal is really not to move fast in series. However, with Farm Sim 25 coming out, and with us just getting back on the trail and doing this again, I want to create a whole series. So we're going to have to try to move this along decently fast. So that's where I'm at. And we're also going to be able to put out more videos now. I used to live on a farm. I used to live in a place with the internet where it would take me maybe 4 hours to upload a 20-minute, maybe even 10-minute video. Now I can do, I just uploaded the brewery season 1 that I'm going to release on Saturday. It's just a supercut. It's all of season 1 of the brewery, and that was a couple hours. I got it done in 22 minutes. So this is the difference of internet that we're talking about, which is really good, because now I'm going to be able to put out more content. And in addition to that, hopefully we'll be able to up the quality a little bit, and maybe the frequency of how many videos we put out in a week. I'm really hoping next week is a week where we put out 5 videos in a week, Monday through Friday, and hopefully we'll maybe 6, because I would really like to, not this weekend, but the next weekend, put out the next episode of The Farm, which I am writing right now. I really like where it's going, and I've honestly just got to play a little bit of it, and then I can hook it up into the editing and voice part, and hopefully by Saturday that'll be good. I don't think that there's any reason why that shouldn't be good, but either way, I'll stop rambling. We'll continue to mow, because we're trying to fill the bunker, and we're going to get a production point after this, and maybe some more sheep, because again, we can't have enough wool, both for money, both for just the process of making these clothes. And oh man, the time limit is we're running up against time, that's for sure. So we're gonna have to get a lot of these episodes out, and also with another series, as long as I continue to ramble, is No Man's Land. I am going to be making a town build on that. It's going to be the last town build that we have for Farm Sim 22. Something that's been really beneficial and fun for us to do. I started it on Pioneer and it was awesome. I'm hoping that is going to come to FS25. But either way, we're going to make a town build on No Man's Land. I figured that was the first one that I seen of those maps like that, so it would be a good way to end it. But let me stop and let me end it and let me keep mowing all this grass. So just so we're on the same page, Field 2 is what we have and Field 3 is what we are going to buy now. Field 2 is where we have the bunker and things like that. Field 3 is over by the port. And the reason that we want to buy Field 3 is because we actually have more grass to pick up. We're trying to fill this bunker one more time. I think that will give us a sufficient amount of money so that we can move on to other things other than mowing. Mowing will always be something that we do. It's just something that I won't dominate the episode on because, again, it gets repetitive and it's pretty obvious that we have to pick up grass and put that into the bunker. That's probably something that I will end with or be starting with and being at, I don't know, one way or the other. We're not going to show a lot of it, but it's something that we're obviously going to have to do every day. That way we make money. There's no two ways about that. Now, the last episode, I asked you guys to leave in the comments, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should just keep this meadow grass going and continue to mow that? Or is it worth it to actually plow and then make, plow and then plant some grass there so that we can have our own? I do like the latter because it gives us a little bit more control over our field, but I also don't know if it's going to be worth it financially. So I will do both, and I will see what it does, but I'm hoping that it gives us a little bit more yield, or else why should we do it? And it's something that L Family Gaming asked me to do. Said I've always wondered what, is it worth it or what's the yield more? I don't know if I'm the right guy to run this experiment, but I will do it. And hopefully by the end of it, we'll be able to answer the most important question, which is obviously, is it financially worth it? Is it worth the time to do it? Do we get more yield? But either way, that's where I'm going to end the episode, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will be back Monday. We will do another one of these probably, and then I'll probably save the town builds for Tuesday and Thursday and make them a little longer than these. But until then, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it, and I will talk to you on Monday. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Herd Clothing Company, episode 3 already here on All Alone in the World, and we are making a clothing company here on this map, or at least we're going to try. We've already got sheep. They're doing their job. They're already producing wool over there, so that is a good thing for us. They're doing their job. It is now time for us to do our job. But before we do that, today we are going to be focused on filling this bin. This is probably going to be the last episode that for a while that I do with just grass, but right now that's what's going on. We need to get all this grass into the bin so that it can ferment, and then we'll make it into silage, and then we will be able to sell that for a lot of money, and probably be able to make, hoping, a couple production facilities so that we can start the process of actually making clothes. Right now we have got a sheep farm. They're alive, they're happy, they're beautiful, everything's great, but we're not making any clothing. So what we're going to do is put in a couple extra sheep pens probably next episode, because we're going to need all this grass to finance that. We're going to need to sell all this grass. With the money that we get from that grass, we will turn into production facilities for us so that we can start making clothing. Now, the first thing I want to do is get those production facilities so we can get that line going. But I also would like to have a place where we can store all of this wool, because we're going to be making quite a bit of it. And I want to make as much as we can, obviously. So sheep pens are going to be something that we're going to have to continuously buy. I have 2 sheep pens right now filled, and I can hear you. Why are you filling them? You should only put half full, because then, the breeding process can take place and you won't have to buy all those sheep. Well, right now at the beginning of this, I just wanted to get wool. So I wanted to get as many sheep as we can. When we get the next pen, I would like to divide both of those up and fill that pen with those sheep. That way we can do exactly that. We can start breeding sheep, we can start making more sheep, and most importantly, not paying for more sheep. All right, so with all of this mowed up, we're going to start picking it up, and all of this grass I'm hoping is going to be close to $500,000 or $600,000. Now, we did this before. I don't remember exactly how filled we had the bunker. I guess I would have to go look, but I'm not going to. We're just going to surprise ourselves and hope that we make $500,000 here, because if we do make $500,000, we will be very well on our way. All of our equipment is basically leased at the moment, so we can start paying some equipment off so that we don't have all of this money extorted out of our bank account every single time we want to play. That would help. That would also help for us to get another sheep pen so that we can fill it, like I was saying. But what we really want to do is get the production facilities all in order, because then we can start the process of making clothing, which is our main goal. And clothing is going to pay us a lot more than this grass is going to pay us. So let's do that. Let's try to get all that done. And the only way to do that is to pick up this grass and fill the bunker. Now, when we are picking up the grass, I will go over the near schedule here for us. I did say that I wanted to get a video out every single day this week. That obviously didn't happen. It's because my farm closed a lot later than I thought it would, so I had to be 4 hours north of where my computer was. So I'm able to not record 4 hours away. So that is why that has been a little bit of a delay. But now everything's closed, everything's good. I have sold my farm. I'm now a former farmer officially, which sounds very weird to say, but I am a former farmer now, and I'm able to get involved with YouTube a little bit more at the moment. So I will be focused on this channel a lot more now. For the last couple of months, I haven't been, and I've been very open with you guys that I'm just stretched, but now I'm not, so we will have some time. I am going to continue this series, obviously. This one's going to be a big one that we do. It's going to be more than just mowing grass, believe me. It's just for the first couple episodes. That's sadly what we have to do because we need money. The other episode, or the other series I should say, that I'm going to be doing is on No Man's Land. That is a town build. If you're new to this channel, we do build towns with Farm Sim the best that we can. I have a lot of fun doing that. A lot of you guys want me to bring those kind of contents back, so I am going to be building a town on No Man's Land. Why No Man's Land? Well, because it's my favorite map of Farm Sim 22. I do like the sandbox maps like this, and I don't know if that's what they're called, but that's what I'm calling them, where there's not a whole lot of things. You can just kind of it's a blank canvas and it's just a bunch of landscaping, so you can make whatever you want. And usually when I find one like that, we will make a town on it. I don't know why I didn't do it with this one, but I didn't. But No Man's Land was my favorite, and since Farm Sim 22 is coming to an end, which is, I think, just a great game, and I'm really excited for 25. But since 22 is coming to an end, I just wanted to kind of pay respects to my favorite maps of Farm Sim 22, and No Man's Land is definitely up there. So we'll build a town on that, and then the roleplay series will continue as well. I'm hoping to get one of those out this weekend. I'm going to be working on it throughout today, tomorrow, the next day, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to get a new The Farm roleplay series out. Some of you are wondering where that has been as well. That will be a lot more frequent now because I have the time. Those are the ones that it takes a little bit of time to edit and go through all that stuff. I write a lot of the things out, so they take a lot more time than these type of videos, but I like to do them more, so I'm going to be more consistent with those. Now, as for a day schedule is concerned, I do want the roleplay to come out on Saturday morning. This one might come out on Sunday. I know, I'm just trying to be realistic here. I know I'm a couple days behind this week, so it might come out Sunday. I'm still aiming for Saturday morning, but I'm also trying to aim for accuracy to you guys. I want to not, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. Now, as for this All Load in the World, clothing company in the No Man's Land town build, I do want to do the town build more, and it's not preference, it's more necessity, because is actually doing the work. So there's going to be a lot more work for the town build. I'm actually kind of running up against the wall on that because, we've got, very short amount of days here until the new Farm Sim comes out, and that's when I want all these series to end so that I can pick up new ones on the new game. That makes sense, right? But either way, we are just mowing and cutting and collecting grass, so I do appreciate you guys hanging out this long with me. I am going to end this here because I don't know what else to do. We're picking up grass and we're trying to make money. Again, in the next episode, I will, off of the camera, I will be packing all of that grass that we put into the bunker down so that we can overnight make it fermenting. Each episode here, I think, is 1 month. So I will pack that down. That way we'll be able to sell the silage in the next episode, and then we will be able to hopefully make some money so that we can get all this invested. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Thank you very much for all of the patience throughout, for all you guys that have been here for a really long time. I really appreciate you guys more than you know. But that's where I'm going to leave this episode right now. So thanks for hanging out today, and I will catch you tomorrow. What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 4 already of the Herd Clothing Company, where we are getting a ton of sheep and getting their wool off of their back and making it into clothes to put on to our back. We are a couple things away. We actually have to get a few more sheep. We have to get all of the things, including a spinnery, all that kind of stuff. But right now, the sheep need water. So we are coming down to this pond, which is incredible, by the way, because it does not cost us any money to get water from this pond. So we continue to get water from this pond. Now I can't wait to get a semi-trailer and a truck where we can get a lot more. But as for right now, we do have to use the New Holland. We do have to go all the way down here with this small trailer load and come up and make multiple trips. We are leasing everything right now, which means that we will be cutting some grass, we will be filling it, but we will also be buying things by the end of this episode so that at least we feel like we've done something other than cut grass, right? But we do have to cut a lot more grass because we need a lot more money. The money is going to be used to buy off all of our equipment. That way we're not having to lease it and spend extra money. The reason we're leasing it right now, obviously, is we have no money. So we are just doing what we have to do to get by to the next day. And yeah, I know, I am mowing again, and I promise this is all I'm going to show you. It's just that I wanted to show you that we actually did do it, because the next shot is not going to make any sense if I don't. Okay, now we are over here collecting all of this grass that we just mowed. Obviously, this is the only way to finance as of right now, because we're not making enough wool. And even if we were, we're trying to collect this wool so that we can make it into clothes, not sell it. So we're not going to try to sell any wool if we don't have to. If we have to, of course we will, but as of right now, we're still fine. We do have, like I said, all of the equipment still leased because we don't have any money. We haven't had enough money ever in this series yet to buy all of this stuff. So we are continuing to lease, but this is something that I do want to do. I want to pay off all the equipment. That way we're not getting extorted with all of this money every single day out of our bank account, because we can't keep money if we have to keep buying the equipment every day. So we're going to try to do that. We're also going to try to buy a couple pens if we have, because I would like to take all of those sheep. Remember, I filled up both of those sheep pens. And yes, I know they can breed and you won't have to buy as many sheep, but at the moment we just needed wool. So I've got them both full. If I can buy 2 more, then we can work on getting half of them out of each pen and into the 2 new pens. That way everybody can breed, everybody can make more sheep, and we don't have to pay for them, and we continue to get wool. That's at least the game plan. Now, we are a couple weeks away from Farm Sim 25 coming out, and it's embarrassing to say that I haven't really researched this all that much, but there's got to be a better way to do this, right? All I'm doing is driving over this to pack it down. I think there are pieces of equipment that I can get. If you know, drop that knowledge into the comments. That would really help me out a lot. But yeah, this is going to take forever as I am just driving back and forth over this big grass heap. But I think it's going to pay off. If it's even close to what I think it's going to pay us, then I will drive this and shut up. All right, so I finally got all of that packed down, and I have fast forwarded the time frame because we had thrown a blanket over this grass, and now it became silage, and now it's a lot more valuable, as you know. What we're going to do is take all of this. This is an unrealistic mod. It's going to allow me to keep a ton more silage than I could ever deliver because there is only so much time in a day. And there is a lot of silage here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill all this, we're going to sell it, and then this is really kind of when we know how much money we're going to be able to spend. Obviously, we're hoping for the most. I'm hoping that this is a very good take. Either way, it's not going to be the last take of the year. We have one more cutting that we can still do, and there's a lot of land around here that we just bought. So we will be fine. I'm just hoping that we don't have to continue doing this all the time. Like I said in a couple episodes ago, yes, we will have to mow every time, but I'm hoping that it's not a whole episode dedicated to it much more. I also do want to, thanks to L Family Gaming Dad, dropping some comments on a video. I think I'm going to take his advice. I think I'm actually going to do cotton as well. The problem is I'm going to be able to plow it this year. Next year I'm going to be able to plant it. We're at a stage right now, especially in August now, where I'm not able to plant this yet, so I can prepare the field for next year. That way when it becomes time, I can just plant the cotton. Now, I've never done cotton in this game. It's a product that I've never, or a crop that I've never tried to do, so that'll be interesting. But I think that we can do it, and I think we have enough room on this map to do it, so why not? Let's fail one more time before the new game comes out. But do you see how long this is taking? Now, I'm parking over here, and this is how long it takes to unfill this, which is fine because as you see in the top right, our money is going up exponentially. And I wish this is how it worked in real life. However, this is not. I wish I could just mow my grass, bring it over here, and have them pay me $45,000 for it. That would be nice. That would be nice. But unfortunately, that only works in Farm Sim. Now, I'm keeping this around because I really want to exhaust how long this takes. I want to show you how long I'm having to wait every time. I don't remember how many times this takes to get empty, but I know this is not my only trip. Let's just say that by a long shot. I think I probably got, I don't know, 10 to 15 trips, and all of them take a couple minutes to get. But as you see, like I said, the money is going up quite a bit, and then very soon we'll be able to see how much money we do have. Now we're approaching 90,000, which is great, and we've still got 12% of this filled, which is also great. I'm hoping it's about 40. I think it's about 40,000 per load, and like I said, I about 10 loads. That should be about $400,000, or at least in the ballpark. And yeah, 46,000. Now they're going to give me an environmental score penalty of 2,500, and we'll take it because we're mowing grass and we're getting 40,000. What can be bad? All right, so we have got a lot done here. We have sold just about everything, and as you can see, our bank account has swelled to 760,000, and we're still not done. We have just a little bit more here, but we're going to get pretty close to 780,000 is my guess. That's going to be a good enough amount of money to actually do something with, and that was worth mowing, right? So when I'm like, we don't want to mow, maybe we do. 780,000 is a very good number. That's going to let us buy, I think, every production that we need. We're going to be able to buy a couple sheep pens as well, and that will really kick this series off and get it into high gear. Left lane driving now from now on, because now we have money. Okay, and just like in real life, if I have a bunch of money, it's not going to stay in my pocket very long. Let's just buy everything right now, right? Because this is what we need. So we are going to start, if we can find it, by buying a spinnery, and we're going to keep everything over here in the general vicinity of these trees. I don't want to cut down the trees. I do like what they look like, and I think they're kind of good markers, right? We're gonna put this one over here, and obviously everything is going to be close. This is our headquarters over here, right? So let's put this let's put this over here. Well, you can frame it a little bit. There we go. And then we are going to get, let's see here, some painting, and let me do this really quick. What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 5 of the Herd Clothing Company, where we are building a clothing company using wool mostly and cotton eventually, and I'll get to that in a minute. But we are trying to figure out our sheep at the moment. We have got some sheep down, we have got some pens down. We need to move some sheep into other pens. I don't know if we're going to get to that today, but we need to do that. We also need to collect the wool, and that's what we are going to do today. I am grabbing a trailer because the last time, I think we leased it, if I can't, I'm trying to remember. I think we leased the trailer last time because we needed to, and this time we're going to buy it. So we have got this trailer. We are going to grab the wool, and then we are going to take it to the factory and get that all situated. Then we are going to grab some water for our sheep. We need to feed our sheep, and eventually we will end up mowing some grass again, because that is mostly this series, is mowing some grass. But that's kind of where what I wanted to talk about. Now, I was told, hey, why don't you do some cotton? Well, I've never done cotton in this game, and it's crazy because we've got 2 weeks to go before the Farm Sim 25 comes out, and I still have not done cotton. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a field done of cotton and see if we can get that working as well. Like I said, probably a lot of mistakes that are going to happen there, but that's half the fun of watching these anyway, right? Now we're going to grab this wool. If I know, speaking of mistakes, how to do this, let me remember. Okay, so we've got this figured out. Now we are going to load up all of the wool, and we are going to bring that over to the factory. Our sheep have been hard at work growing this wool. Over there, that pen over there on the left, we're going to have to grab some of these sheep on the right because they're at full capacity right now, which means that they're not able to have any kids. We're not able to put any more sheep in there. We're going to have to move them. The reason for me doing this is, of course, because I wanted to maximize how much wool we would have at the very beginning of the series. So we did that. We're good with that. Now we can start thinking long term. We can start thinking about adding more pens and getting more sheep into those different pens so that we don't have to pay for sheep anymore. They will just reproduce. And of course, with more sheep comes more wool, and with more wool comes more fabric, which is great news. Now we've got the water tank that we're pulling, obviously, and we're going to head down to this lake. And this lake is a great thing to have on this map because this lake is going to allow us to get water for free as long as we don't completely sink our tractor into this pond. But yeah, we're going to be able to get the water for free. That's the good news. The bad news is that this trailer that we have the water for is very small. So we are having to make a whole lot of trips. Now, eventually I want to get a tractor trailer in here. I want to be able to fill that up so that we can just leave it up at the pen. But until then, we're just going to have to make all of these slow trips because, as you see, this hill is a little steep. This tractor is a little weak, and I don't have anything else that rhymes, but the trailer is just bogging us down. Okay. All right, now up here at the sheep, and we are going to give them all water. They are going to love us, and we're going to have to feed them as well with the grass that we get from today. We'll do that as well. We're going to have another fill the bin here probably next year. We're not going to have another fill the bin this year because we are out of time with all of that. Now, I'm going to start cotton next year, and what I want to do is probably fast forward through all of the winter. Off camera, I will continue to, help the sheep out and make sure that we get all the wool and stuff, but there's no need to film all that. So we're probably going to pick it up in a couple episodes. I'll fast forward this to the next year and we can start doing that as well. But yeah, there's just a lot of tedious things right now in terms of the management of the sheep, and mostly that's just the water. And then we are also having to mow all of this grass, which is fine by me. It's just that I don't have anywhere to keep the grass that we're not going to ferment. So I do want to get a little bit of something there. Okay, so now with the sheep already watered, now we just have to feed them. And like I said, all of this grass is going to have to get picked up and put into the pen. If not, I guess we're just going to have to throw it into the fermentation bin. But I really, the silage bunker, should I say, but I really don't know what else to do with it. I'm going to have to get a silo of some sort over by the sheep, because then we can actually store some grass. That way we only have to feed them. And yes, that's going to take a little money out of our pocket for silage, but at the same time, there's a lot of grass around here. So we are just going to probably buy a silo here in the next couple episodes. That way we have a little bit of spots to... I don't own that piece of land. What are we talking about? All right, I guess that's the border. I just want to be able to get a silo so that we can store all this grass, so that it'll make it a little easier for us. And I can see us doing that in the next couple episodes here. All right, now the grass is all collected. We are going to give these sheep some grass, but we are going to give it to them in the grass bin. I feel like that's going to probably be a lot better for them. It's going to be a lot cleaner for us, and it's just going to be a mess either way. So we are going to throw the grass into the grass bin, and as you can see, we are managing these sheep very, very well, as there's absolutely no grass in there. So now they have grass. They're all happy. We're going to go to this one down here, and this one's one of our newer pens, and they are also out. So we will feed these guys, and then we go over to the last one and feed them. Now, like I told you, the one at about 11 o'clock now that we're looking at, we really need to put some sheep in there. So I'll probably do that in the next episode or two. Put some sheep over there and manage them. But right now, as you can see, we have a hard enough time managing 3. Over here on the left maybe is where we should put the silo that I'm talking about. I think that would probably be the best spot, just because it's close to the pen, obviously, and close to everything else. So I think we can probably do that. Put it right about here. That will probably work out. So let's do that in the next couple episodes. But right now, we have got to mow some more grass, because that is the name of the game. Grass, grass, grass. We have got to feed the bin so we make money. We've got to feed the sheep so that they make wool. It's a lot over here, but we are slowly getting there. We are slowly starting to make our first clothes. So I'm happy about that. At least this grass mowing is getting us somewhere. Now we are mowing, and I'm going to use these times in this series when we're mowing to talk about the channel. And basically, I've got the roleplay series, The Farm, this weekend. It will be out this weekend, and it will be out every weekend from now on. I have finally got everything situated to where I'm able to record a lot more, and I'm able to release a lot more videos. So that's why you're seeing this one, honestly. I mean, a couple months ago, we were not even having discussions of having a Let's Play because my life was too crazy, but now it is not. Now it has slowed down to its normal boring self, and now I can make more videos. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out today. I really appreciate you guys hanging out and being patient through all of that. But this is where I'm going to end the video today. The Herd Clothing Company continues to thrive as we don't feed our sheep and we don't have any clothes to sell. Thanks for hanging out. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Herd Clothing Company, episode 6 already. 5 episodes already down, and we've got 248,000 in our bank account. We've also got a weird background music. That's because it is Halloween today, so I am going with the all Halloween theme music. And don't hate me, I have looked a little bit, and really the music choices are not that great. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're gonna do the best we can. Today we are going to mow, we are going to collect some grass, we are going to turn that into silage. We just did that. Well, we did just do that, but we have to do a little bit more mowing. This is the third and final cutting of the year, so we are going to need a lot of grass for our sheep, both to live and for us to continue making money. So all of this wool is going over to the production facility, and we've got a little bit more than this, but yes, we are going to bring this over here so that we can start making fabric, and then we can finally start making clothes. But yes, we're going to be mowing today, collecting, and then we will sell all of the grass to see how much money we do make. It's going to be more than 248,000, which is a really good starting point considering we were at 0 the last time we did this. But let's make some more money, and let's buy a lot more sheep. All right, now still over here collecting some wool, and we've got some weird and odd stack jobs there. We're going to forget about that. But yes, I'm over here by the sheep, and I am reminded that we are going to have to get these sheep into that other pen. That way we can have more sheep come to us for free instead of buying them all the time. They'll reproduce in different pens, but they're all at max right now because, again, I needed the wool so that we could start this thing. I wasn't really worried about long-term goals when we first started because I didn't really have a lot of money. We just needed to collect as much wool as we could. So that's why we're doing that, and I will correct that by getting a couple more pens. And that's why we have to mow, because we have to get all of this money together so that we can continue buying more sheep and we can continue to make more wool. It's the only way we make clothes. That and cotton, which is something that we are going to have to plan for very soon. Now over here in the side pasture, and we are going to mow this. This is the third time, as I said, the last time that we'll be doing this. After we mow this field and then the one over by the shop, then we are going to fast forward for the year. Of course, I will, off of the camera, pay attention to the sheep and make sure that they don't die over the time that we are fast forwarding. But that is what we are going to do. That way we can kind of get this show on the road. I would like to do cotton. We are running up against the time in terms of real life time because Farm Sim 25 will be out soon. So I am trying to just keep the series really short for right now. The role play series that I have on the weekends, we're going to be wrapping that up either this episode or the next one, and I think it's probably going to be the next one. We will wrap up season 1 and move into season 2 during the new game. So it's kind of a weird time to be a creator right now for this game because you can't really put anything long term into these series yet because we're just going to be switching games, and obviously we'll have to start a whole new series. So that's kind of where I'm at with this right now. All right, now picking up all of the grass, and I'm really not sure how much money we are going to make from this because we didn't do these two pastures or whatever. We didn't do these together, so I'm not really sure how much this is going to make. It would be nice if we had 400,000 from this. That would give us a total of 6 or 7, and that would be sufficient to get a lot more sheep because that's pretty much what we're going to buy is sheep until our production facilities get filled. And then we'll just buy more production facilities. That's kind of how this is going to go. And also, we are going to, when I fast forward this, we're going to fast forward this for a few months until we can actually start plowing the ground. And then we are going to start doing some cotton, which is something I've never done in this game. And we have 2 weeks left for me to try it. So I figured now would be a good time to do that. That way we're not only mowing grass and doing that kind of things, but we're also trying out something new, and I'm probably going to mess up a lot, so that might be fun to watch. But I don't really know how to do cotton. I don't know how much money we're going to need for cotton. I assume we're probably going to need a bunch of money, so I'm just going to play it by ear. I know that we have this cutting right here, and we'll turn that into silage and money, and then we have the next episode, which will be cutting some grass as well, and then that will be it for how much money we can make off grass this year. But I hope that it's a good enough good amount that we can take all that silage money and turn it into a whole thing, a cotton production and sheep production. So we're both doing cotton clothes and wool clothes, and then we can start selling this stuff that we don't use, and we'll just make even more money. But I don't really have a goal for this series, just to kind of make clothes, but we'll just see how far we can go, see if we can build up a little empire here, because we've only got 2 weeks to get to the new episode, so we might as well try to do something big. All right, now over here, selling silage, and this takes forever. Okay, in real life game time here, I think it took me a little over an hour to sell all this. Now the good news is that this holds a whole bunch of silage. This is a mod, and it is an unrealistic amount of silage that we can bring over here, but this is the easiest way, I think, to do it. And because there's a lot of silage here, it's going to take forever. Now we're not going to wait for the whole thing, but it takes a few minutes to sit here, and as you see over there, the silage is built up a lot, so it's going to take a long time. Like I said, I think an hour and 15, 20 minutes, something like that, for me to get all of this done, but it's going to be worth it because this is the easy part. We just sit here and wait as the top right continues to go up, which is really the whole point in this game. All right, so we are considerably further. The answer to the question of how much per load is 53,000, and we've now have 442,000 in our bank account. So we're doing okay. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. However, we'll deal with it. I mean, it's hard to complain about $200,000 going into your bank account. So that's something I'm just going to leave for another day. But yeah, we are going to continue doing this. We are going to see how much money we end up with, and then we're going to take care of our sheep and call it a day, because we have got to fast forward this pretty soon. But I want to make sure that the sheep are all good. Like I said, in the next episode, I do want to I don't know if it's shift the sheep, I don't know what the terminology would be, but move the sheep from one pen to the other. That way they're not all packed. We have a couple extra pastures over there that we can put them in, so that's going to be fine with that. But I do want to make sure that the sheep are okay. I also want to get a silo in there, I think, so that we can keep their food handy, because in the winter we're not going to be able to mow or anything, so we'll have to rely on the grass that we're cutting here in the next episode for the sheep. And I don't know, I mean, I know that sheep need grass, but I think 200,000 should probably do it for a couple months. That's sarcastic, I definitely know it will, but we'll pack the silo full too. That way we always have food, and with the water over there, we will always have fresh water so that they don't die. So that will be good. If the sheep don't die, then the company, I think, should be pretty good. All right, now done selling silage, and we have got $756,000, which is a pretty good take, and we are going to take some of that money and make an extra sheep pen over here. That way, like I said, we're just prepping for next episode where we can move the sheep over to this one and the one over there on the left, and then we can start making more sheep. So let's do that, and then I'm going to fill in this little hill over here and make it just a little bit more realistic, I think. I don't know, it's bugging me. All right, and as promised, we are going to end the episode here. Just going to go drive up here and water the sheep. But guys, happy Halloween. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next one. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Herd Clothing Company, and we have got some great news over here. We have finally got some, what do they call this, fabric? We have got some of this stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring it over to the next production point so that we can make clothes. Now, this is good news. This is great news. It shows that we're finally actually doing something here, which is always good news. But we are going to leave that for right now. First, I want to, and as you see, the speed is on 1, so don't worry. We're not losing too much sleep over the order of operations here. But the sheep are going to need to be moved, and I have been trying to remember to do that for the last couple episodes. So that is exactly what we're going to start with. We're going to move some of these sheep, because if you've just gotten in with this series, I put the max amount of sheep in 2 pens to start off. That was just so that we could get wool. We could start really kind of making things so that, you know, towards our goal, right? So we're not just mowing grass for fun. So we did that, and then we realized that we have to buy all of our sheep now because the pens are maxed out. Well, we bought a couple pens, and now we are going to move some sheep over into the new pens. That way we are able to get some free sheep by just, you know, the reproduction and stuff like that of it. So that will be a good thing, because we need sheep to make wool, and the more sheep, obviously, the more wool. And we're getting to a point now where our production facility is going to be maxed out. And what happens then? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to invest in another production facility so that we can do twice the amount, or if I just sell off all of this wool and make a lot of money. Because the wool is going to make us a lot of money, that is for sure. And we have got a lot of leased equipment. I mean, the tractor I'm driving right now, I believe, is still leased. So we are going to have to buy some of our equipment so we stop having such a huge bill, but daily. But also at the end of the day, you know, our goal here is to make clothing. So maybe I will get another production point, but either way, let's take 13 sheep out of here, because we are going to move them into the other pen that we just put them in, and they will be happy. Everything will be good. All right, now I know that I just talked about having all of this money problems, but we just bought another forklift, or not another forklift, a forklift. And we're going to do that so that we can transport all of this fabric over here, because I think it's probably the easiest thing to use. Do I have a front loader? Probably, I think, on that tractor. I can't remember, honestly. But if I do, it doesn't matter. I prefer the forklift anyway. I just think it's a lot better. Now, my stacking job, I don't know. This could be bad. Who knows? But we're going to try. We're going to try to stack all this and see what happens. I'm probably going to regret it, but let's take this one over here first. We'll take this one over, and then we'll stack the rest of them. I just want to see where I have to take them. I think it's right here. No. Why would I take it to the garage door? That wouldn't make any sense. Let's drive around here. Is it here? This garage door? Nope. Putting it down? Nope. Okay. If I can ever find out where I need to put this, let's see if... Oh, well, okay, of course. This makes perfect sense. Just right here in the corner of the building would be where we're going to put all of this stuff. Okay, so not the 2 garage doors, but just the side brick building. Okay, okay. So now we are going to... No, you know what? We're not going to stack these. I already know that this is going to turn out terrible. So what we're going to do is we are just going to take them over one by one. But that's okay, because we've got some time. We are going to put this away and then move on to our next thing. But yeah, I can't get over this. Why are we putting this over here? The trigger makes no sense to me. I don't know. All right, now we've got the mower out, and that is typical with this series, but that's okay, because this is probably going to be the last... Well, this is going to be the last cutting of the year. It's here in November. And these sheep need some food to last them over time. Now wow, that's really bumpy over there. You know what? This has been driving me nuts for a minute. So let me just fix this. Let's landscape this. Now we're just trying to make this smoother right here, because this is a huge bump that I forgot. And I have had to fly over that a couple times. Okay, there we go. I wish I could do this in real life with my property, but I cannot. There we go. Let me make it very smooth. And now we are all set to go. That will not bother us anymore. And we are going to go now to mow the last part. Now, this is not going to be going to the bunker. At least I don't think so. My mind tends to change very, very fast. But from what I'm starting on here, I think that we're probably going to put this with the sheep. Now, I do want to buy a silo at some point here. I keep saying that, but honestly, I do. We might. I don't know what we're gonna do with this grass. Let me, I'm here narrating it, and I'm supposed to be telling you, and I really don't know because I'm that fickle with this grass. I don't know if this is going to be going to the sheep so that we can feed them, or if it's just going to be going to the bunker so that we can make more money. But the bunker thing, I don't think is really we're gonna need much either, because we're starting to get wool, and when we get wool, we're making a little bit more money for our efforts as far as time's concerned. So I think probably we're going to be selling wool for money soon. It's just we've got to get a lot more sheep. Now, this series in real life time, the Farm Sim 25 is coming out very soon, and we're obviously going to move on to the next version of this game. But with this, I think this is probably going to be the last series, this and the role play for this channel until the new game comes out. I don't want to start another series because frankly I just don't have the time to do it in terms of calendar days. I mean, we'd have a couple episodes. So what I'm going to do is just focus on this. I'm going to see how far we can get and how much money we can make, kind of altering the goals a little of the series, because the goals were just to make clothes, and we will be doing that. We are in the process of doing that. We're just waiting for the clothes to be made, but really we are just gonna try to see how much money we can make as well, because I'm finding that we have all of this wool and all of this grass, and I don't know, why not? I mean, that's pretty much where this series is going to go. We're going to make the clothes. That is going to fulfill one goal of this series, and then we'll kind of move the target around a little bit, and we will make sure that we try to make as much money on this series as well, because who knows? I mean, there's not a goal on that. It's just how much money can we make from all this. There's going to be a lot of wool to sell is what I'm trying to say, and I am here to collect. All right, now completed with the mowing just about, and we will complete that and pick that up obviously, but it is raining. We want to get inside. It's great for football weather, right? But it is not good for this. We want to be inside and just chilling out. So we are going to get this done. But guys, if you like this content, hit the subscribe and the like button. It helps out the channel quite a bit. And like I said, this is going to be the series that ends us for the FS22 portion of this channel. And the roleplay series will be out probably this weekend. I'm trying to get it out a little earlier, but either way, that is going to be the video for today. Really appreciate all of your guys' interactions. Any comments, any questions, leave them there, and I appreciate it. Everything is on pace with this channel, and I am hoping to get a lot more videos out. So appreciate you guys watching and hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one.